Okay, I'm sure you got a lot of questions. Question number one.
Okay, so on your study you're going to be doing, are these people that are post-surgical, are they going to be taking more omegas than you say on your bottle?
Yeah, question is on the surgical study we're doing at MD Anderson. These are all existing cancer patients. They will be taking double. The answer is, what's the dosage? Double. Because number one, they have cancer, so they're under the gun. Number two, the surgery is very traumatic. You can take double the oils all day long. I don't like to see people wasting money, so I don't advise that. Except maybe initially, if you have a problem, you can take double and cut it back in 60, 90 days. You know, you want the bang for the buck. But yeah, they take double for 60 days. At least. One capsule per every 40 pounds body weight is prophylactic amount, meaning if there's nothing wrong with you, that's what you can take. But if you have any disorder, you can take 50% more. You could even take double. Good question.
Is there a better time of day to take those?
Yeah, is there a best time of day? It really doesn't matter. What I do is I take everything all at once in the morning, and then I may take some more oil capsules at night. I never eat breakfast as a rule, just don't get hungry. And I like in the morning, empty stomach for 10 minutes. You can drink coffee, doesn't matter, but I wait 10 or 15. I don't eat anything anyway, but you can have all the coffee you want. But just give it 10 or 15 minutes just to get in there first and bang. And then I take the other half of the oils at bedtime. And you sleep unbelievably good. You go, wait a minute, they're an oxygenator. Aren't I kept up all night? No. Because remember, it straightens out the endocrine system too. So it's phenomenal. And if you get tired at all during the day, you need to work, you can always take an extra 2. Even more if you want. If you're an athlete, you can take 2 before working out. You can take an extra 2 at night. I mean, it just depends on what you're doing. You can always take extra. Good question. But it doesn't matter the time. You can even take them all at once if you want. Yeah, good question. How much does it help with dementia? I don't have much experience with it. It's more of a guess with the cardiovascular. How much can you reverse it? I don't know. It certainly will not hurt in the least. It should help. I just can't tell you how much. But you're going to know in 30 days. That's the great thing with this. Just take double the normal amount and see if it does anything. Second thing is, what's the hypothesis in the expedited surgical healing? There's no hypothesis. It's a fact. You heal faster. The only question is how much faster are they going to be healing compared to normal. But we already know it. And again, the experiment confirms the science. So I start with the science. It's got to do this, this, this. And then people go nuts when it does. And it's like, it had to. It's like 2 and 2 is 4. I mean, I'm not going to get ecstatic when I already know the answer in advance. And you saw it. 2 months instead of 6 months. So, but expedited surgical healing is what it is. And these are in the toughest patients you'll ever get. This is actually a tougher heal than surgery. A crushing wound, falling because it's uncontrolled. Surgery, you're in a state-of-the-art surgical unit. You know, you have perfect cleanliness, you have perfect surgeon, and everything is highly controlled. Perfect cuts. This, you got smashed, dirt, you know, everything. You got nothing. So this is way worse than surgery. So if I can heal somebody like this, surgery is child's play. I can't wait. Yeah, benefit for arthritis is the question. PGE1, the body's biggest anti-inflammatory. That's the biggest thing these oils do for arthritis. And the liquid herbal is also excellent too. It works on different pathways, but it coats everything. The herbal is liquid, it has slippery elm bark in it, so it makes everything very slick. So bone on bone, you want lubricated and slick, so that's why that helps too. But those 2 things are phenomenal. And you're going to know in a month. That's the great thing with this. 1 month, and you better see or feel a difference or it's not doing anything. I ask people all the time, do you think it's working with vitamin D or vitamin C or vitamin A? I think so. I said, then it's not. If that's your answer, you think so. It's not. It's not doing anything. Something's really wrong. Okay. Yeah, it's complementary with any medicine. Your blood pressure should go down, and you should need less of the blood pressure medication. They're not good drugs. Those are not. Yeah, this should make a. No, you never stop any drug all at once. You cut them back in half. So you cut it in half every 2 weeks. So you cut it in half, then wait 2 weeks, cut it in half again. You can do that with any drug you want. You never ever just stop. But these oils, again, make your artery very flexible over time. It may take 6 months. Then you don't need the damn thing. Same thing. They're natural blood thinners. You shouldn't need that either. Those are horrible, horrible drugs. Horrible. You shouldn't be needing them. And the same thing, you wean yourself off of it. And you can get tested for this. They do clotting times. They do the normal testing. You don't take less of this. You take less of the drug. Because there's always side effects on drugs. They don't tell you them. They're there. My wife, they changed a drug on her, and her eyes started bleeding. She had a hemorrhage in her eye because of the drug change. Took a year to clear it. My oils made it clear faster. Because the doctor was saying took a stinking year because you don't have any blood flow back there. She changed the drug on her she should have never done. Be very careful. These drugs are horrible. You do not want to be on drugs if you don't have to. Horrible. Hot flashes, the oils are one of the best things for it. And again, 30, 60 days, you're going to know. That's the great thing with this. It's very fast. It stabilizes the hormones. Standard amounts. You could take 50% more if you want. You could take double for 30 days if you want. Just get some more in there. But you're going to know fast. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you have any condition, you could take double for the first month, first 45 days. I just don't like seeing people waste their money, but there's no downside to it. Concussions, this is phenomenal for that. Protects against them. Dr. Sim is an interventional cardiologist, and he had a bale of hay, 70 pounds, hit him in the head. Of course, he went to the emergency room, no concussion, nothing. He goes, Brian, we got to get this with the teams. They don't want to listen. It's like talking to the wall. Yeah, it's phenomenal anti-concussion. If you take it prophylactically, if you don't get a lot of this in the patient or the kid, double. Anybody. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, the earlier you are, the less screwed up of the junk you've had. That's the only reason why older people are worse. It's, you know, everybody says, oh, you're going to die and get sick and it's hard. No, you've eaten more junk. I mean, that's the biggest reason. And decreased blood flow means decreased nutrient transfer. It's not you're older, everything is gone and you're half dead, and you know, they just make this up because it's people that don't know anything. But you have less junk in you. This is why a calorie-restricted diet works. Why? You're eating less poison. If I eat 25% less calories, I have 25% less trans fats. That's less poison. The stuff these idiots say, I mean, they don't even understand what they're doing. That's it. I've never seen anybody else even offer that explanation but me. It's just, it's pitiful. Yeah, probiotics, I think that's another big con job. I don't take them. I don't think there's any controlled tests on it. They always just, it's a new epidemic. Vitamin D, then this. I mean, do antibiotics wipe it out? Maybe. Does it grow back on its own? Sure. I mean, if you want to take it for a week, go ahead. You want to live on it? You're nuts. Just another waste of money. All of this. Like I say, you want to do it for a week? That's enough to replenish anything. Osteoporosis is just get the bone matrix working again, so eat enough protein, animal-based protein, and the oils, and don't take the calcium supplement. 1 year, you're not going to have any. It's that easy. And I've got patients that prove it, so it's not me just saying it. They've done what I've said, and they come back in disbelief. It's a shitty test. They're looking at overall bone density, and you can get it multiple ways. You can increase the density of the bone matrix, which is the center, but it doesn't. They can't measure that directly, so they just overall bone density, you don't want a higher density. That's not, rickets is that. They're calling osteoporosis rickets, which is lack of calcium. They're nuts. It's a worthless test. And you do not want calcium supplements. Don't touch them. Stem cells, again, I think it's hoping for the best. I don't think it helps worth a damn. It's more delusion. You just don't shove in a cell and it fixes things. I mean, I think it's another con job. They're not even close to knowing what to do with it. It's like the genome thing. They got nothing with it. It's 20 years and billions of dollars. There's been nothing that's come of it. Anything is a hyped lie. I don't buy any of it. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt you, but don't count on it helping you. I don't think it's going to do anything. Organic with anything. Question is, going to the grocery store, where do I spend the money for the bang for the buck? Anything with fat. Eggs, cheese, cream, milk, butter. That you absolutely want organic, because all the residues of the animal fed all the junk are in there. So that's the bang for the buck. Then the meats, but if you cook it more well done, the hormones get inactivated. And the fruits and vegetables, they're last. I mean, I get it all. You know, I mean, I spend a lot of money on this stuff. All I care about is lack of negatives. Organic does not mean you're going to get more vitamins, more anything. It means I don't have the junk on it. And that's all I care about. I don't want carcinogen Roundup on the apple that's carcinogenic. I don't want it. So will I pay double? Yeah, I do. Now, we have Trader Joe's. I don't know if you have them here. They're cheap as heck. They are outstanding. They're half the price of Whole Foods on some stuff, especially the vegetables. Yeah, they get highly penalized if it's not. You know, if they're lying to you. Yeah, I trust them more than not. Yeah, and they're charging you enough to do it. You know, it's not like they're not charging you. And I've seen them. Yeah, I was in one today. That's the one to go to. You actually don't need to be eating a lot of food. You start getting these oils in you, your appetite goes down. And then if you read the 24, you read either one of the books, there's a protein powder fruit smoothie that stuffs the dickens out of you. And, you know, people eat about double what they need to be eating. It's really amazing how little food you really need. So you can get the organic and it doesn't cost you a pile.
Back to the cancer thing a little bit. I've often heard the statement, something to the effect that cancer can't live in an alkaline environment, so the push is to try and make your body alkaline.
Here's a question. Make your body alkaline, cancer can't live in it. Number one, you can't do it. Your body regulates it at 735 to 745. That's the bloodstream and the tissue. If you think your body is so stupid it's going to let you try and manipulate it, you're nuts. We screw up everything we try and touch. You can't change it in your life. What you're alluding to is cancer is acidic. It's not cancer can't live in it. Yeah, I mean, you're looking at the opposite. It's more made up garbage. You can't influence it. The reason you have an acidic environment from cancer is it lives on sugar, and lactic acid is its byproduct. But it has nothing to do with trying to change the environment. You can't do it. The reason you got cancer is you're not getting these oils, period. You don't get these oils, you're not getting the cellular oxygen transfer, and that induces cancer automatically. That's it. Now there's 10 million ways you can get reduced cellular oxygen. Asbestos, inflammation, all this stuff sucks up the oxygen, so it's called secondary effects, and there's hundreds of them. But there's one prime cause of cancer, lack of cellular oxygen, 100%. Every cancer, the worse it is, the less oxygen there is. It's called hypoxic. And you can measure it, and there's articles all over the place confirming exactly what I say. And you can get my book, Hidden Story of Cancer, on the internet. It's not in print anymore because the other two were current, but it's on the book reader, so you can get it Amazon, Kindle, or whatever the heck you want. It's an amazing book. If you care about cancer, just look at brianpeskin.com, it's my name.com, and you can download the thing. It'll give you everything about Hidden Story of Cancer. The Hidden Story of Cancer. It's the only book in the world that talks about how you really don't get it and why you got it. Nobody else talks cell membranes. Yeah, question is on the meats, the more grass-fed, I don't care. Because I get these oils, so I don't really care what the ratio of the omega-6 to 3 on the meat is. Grass-fed is going to be closer to 2 to 1 in favor of omega-6. And it's very interesting. Grass has got a pile of omega-3 in it. And the cows live on a pile of grass. But even with the cow, the cow's body doesn't want all the omega-3. It gets rid of it and burns it up. It's really incredible. The omega-3 side is so minimal compared to the omega-6 side. So it's better, but I grew up with the taste of the grass, so I mean, I like the grain-fed. But I still get the organic or the natural. I don't want the pesticides. I don't want the steroids. Yeah, they say that. I don't know. I like it more well done, so it doesn't bother me. I don't care. I'm not in a rush to do it. But I'm big on burgers. I used to spend money on steaks, and I've even said the heck with that, you know, the bang for the buck. You get a burger, and you use a cast iron pan, or you take some ghee, which is clarified butter. That is one of the best things for frying, clarified butter. Just put a little in the pan, heat it up. It has a very high smoke point, so it won't smoke. And you basically fry the burger in it, but it still gives you a sear. It's delicious. You can do buffalo. I do the regular beef. I don't even care about the buffalo. I just like the meat. It doesn't even have to be the... And you want more fat in it. I mean, it can be anything, but the 80-20 is just fine. And, you know, one burger with a vegetable fills you up. You just don't need much. And you do a salad with it, stuffed. It's easy, but you do the protein powdered fruit smoothie thing. You have one container, you freeze the fruit, you dump it in, you put 1 scoop of protein powder in and water. You freeze it so you don't have to add ice cubes. You add the protein powder so it makes it creamy, more like a milkshake. And you clean it up in half a minute. You fill it with water, you turn it on, you rinse it. It's just made in a blender. And your stuffed and your sweet tooth is gone. Anybody looking to lose weight, it's the biggest bang for the buck you have ever seen. Anybody diabetic, blood sugar rises half of what you'd expect from any other kind of carb. It's incredible. It's in both books. Good question. Yeah, apple cider vinegar. It's more bullshit, quite honestly. I like it, you know, with different dressings and stuff. You could take it. It's like hydrogen peroxide. It does nothing. You know, you like the taste of it, do it. But if you actually think it's going to kill things in the bloodstream, it's not. It's just not.
In the performance area, a lot of those folks are starting to use the beet extract that apparently gives them nitrous oxide, and that's putting oxygen in their cells so they have a better performance. I don't know if you've heard about that at all.
A beet extract?
It's an extract from beets.
Yeah, this is making a nitric oxide. Now, the oils do the same sort of thing. They have the increased vasodilation. I don't know if, you know, from the beet thing, there may be ways to do it. I have serious doubts with any of this stuff. You just try these oils, and what you do is after you have the oils in you for 3 or 6 months, you start dumping the other stuff. And all of a sudden, you're going to go, this did nothing. This did nothing. That did nothing. Once you have the oils, I got rid of everything. All of it. But you can try it and just see. You get rid of it and see if you see or feel a difference. Yeah, now, you know, the cannabis stuff, the oils, it's high omega-6. So there's some science in there with anti-inflammation and the pain part. There's a lot to be said for it. Anything else? I don't know. I don't follow it. I don't care much. But I can tell you the science of the oil. Hemp oil is not the best. You can do better. I think evening primrose is better. But that's the reason you get results, the omega-6 in it. Good question. They don't know that. They won't say it, but that's the reason. It's like nuts. Well, the Seventh-day Advents live longer, have less heart disease, eat a lot of walnuts. See omega-3 in there. No, it isn't. The omega-3 is 20% of the omega-6. There's 5 times more omega-6. It's not the omega-3, the morons. And that's what they say. That's what you read. It's incredible. I wish I had a kind word to say. I don't like using the word idiot, moron, and much worse. What I usually say is an idiot's a compliment to what you really are. I mean, my wife just goes nuts. I read a paper, stupid, jacket. I mean, it's never anything nice. Ever. Because nobody gets it. And they just keep touting the nonsense. There's 20% omega-3 in a walnut. Compared to the omega-6, there's 5 times more. And they're blaming the omega-3 for the big effects. They're nuts. Yeah, omega-9 is worthless. It's olive oil. It's a 0. It's not essential at all. Your body makes it. It's not going to hurt you, but it does nothing beneficial. So it's a 0. Yeah. Now it's naturally occurring. Yeah, 3 and 6 is 9. Now it's naturally occurring in the oils. So if you don't jerk around with them when you press an oil, you automatically get the omega-9 in it. And you know, and there's a lot. There's 20 or 30% in there, but you don't need to be taking extra. It doesn't do anything for you, and it's not essential. But it's naturally occurring, so you leave it. But you don't take it, you know, you don't need olive oil on its own. Olive oil is the answer to nothing. But it won't hurt you. Yep. Yeah, the question is, when should I see a doctor if you have a problem? You see a doctor, not unless you have a problem. It's when you call a plumber, when you have a problem. Something hurts, something doesn't work. You see him. Do you just see him for the heck of it? Check me out? What do you expect him to say? He's going to find something wrong with you. You know? Do you bring your car in if it works okay? And then most of them don't really know any science. You got to be very careful what you're asking them. Again, the intelligence of the answer is proportional to the intelligence of the question. Doctor, is my cholesterol okay? I just told you cholesterol number means nothing. He's going to tell you it's too high. You want to listen to him? That's up to you. So be careful what you're asking them. They don't know the science you think. They study it in school, but they don't study it the way I look at it. They study it to pass the test. Get one of the books, go through it, and you'll know more than any doctor. I wouldn't touch one if my life depended on it. They give you problems. They tear up the colon. And again, if you take these oils and the Essiac, there's no way in heck you can get cancer. You just can't. I don't know how you do it. It would be so rare, 1 in 10,000. You would have to have a special inflammatory disease that I couldn't even. But colonoscopy, you're insane. A polyp will not turn cancerous. It'll stay benign. And again, these oils lubricate. How the heck can you get that with these oils? Unless you're eating fiber all over the place, listening to them. I won't touch any of that. Not in my life. Yeah, type 2 diabetes, yeah, they help against retinopathy and neuropathy. But the biggest thing with type 2 is get the 24-hour diet 1 month. You're not going to be type 2 anymore. That is completely because you don't have the oils and you're eating the wrong food. Period. Type 2 can be fixed in a month. And it's simple once you know the science. That is completely a created disease. Pre-1940, there were 0 type 2s. They don't tell you this. 0. We created it by our great government and medical field. Living on a high-carb diet. neuropathy and retinopathy, the oils really, really counteract that. It's rare that happens. You have neuropathy, you're typically diabetic. You can get it, but it typically makes a big difference, and you're going to know in 30 days. Take double the amount of oils, and 30 days you're going to know. It's fast. Faith is not required. This is physiologic. It's either going to work for you or not, and in most cases it works. Drinking a certain amount of water if you're thirsty. What all of these recommendations, the 8 glasses, 8 ounces a day, which is 64 ounces, which is a half a gallon of water, they don't assume any water in food. You know how much water is in steak after it's cooked? Guess. How much water would you think is in a cooked steak? None, right? 50%. After it's cooked, the steak is still 50% molecular water. If you force feed yourself water, you are in deep, bad trouble. Drink water when you're thirsty. It's all made up by the water companies. Lettuce is 93% water. You don't need any. A cat drinks almost no water. I don't know if you ever watch what a cat eats. How much it drinks. Gets the water out of the food. So it's in there. Yeah, cats drink almost no water. Look the next time if you have cats. Another con job by the water companies. You're thirsty, drink water. And coffee is water. Anything liquid counts as water. Oh, if you drink coffee, it's a negative. What? You drink a cup of coffee, you don't excrete a cup and a half of coffee. What are you, crazy? It's not a negative. I mean, they're insane. The stuff that they say is just beyond stupid. No, I've seen actual medical articles saying just what I did. There's no medical basis for this. They don't even know where it came up from. I'll tell you where it came up. The water companies. And it's a very big negative. Give you brain problems. It dilutes the blood sugar, so it makes you hungry for carbs. It's very bad for a diabetic to be drinking a lot of water. If you're thirsty, different story. You're outside sweating your tail off, you're going to have a thirst mechanism. And by the way, when you're thirsty as the dickens, you're about 1% towards dehydration. Your thirst mechanism is so overly sensitive, there is no way on earth you're going to be dehydrated. But they force-fed athletes water, and they've killed them. Numerous times. They've killed them. Good question. It's typically too many carbs. Eat scrambled eggs and see if you have a problem with it. I'll bet you money you won't. It's almost always related to carbs. Get rid of those damn carbs, and I'll bet you in 30 days you're not going to believe the difference. Put the oils in, the liquid herbal, because it soothes everything, and get rid of living on carbs. 30 days, be a different person. Irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah, the oils and the liquid herbal are fantastic for it, along with less carbs. GERD, acid reflux, is another thing. It's always caused by carbs. Always. You never get that from eating a steak, ever. It's always carbs. A couple more. These oils. He's had concussions, you mean? The athlete? Oh, you mean he's like hospitalized? Or I don't know at that level how much can be brought back. It's like saying the house is burned down. Can you fix it? That's very tough. Prophylactically on this stuff is one thing, but after you have it, you can get it in him. And again, you're going to know, does he need a feeding tube or can he eat? Or damn. Get the oils in them. Get the oils in them. You know, give it 3 months. Double the amount. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to know what to do. I don't even know if this is going to work, but if anything is going to help, This will, but give it 3 months and double the normal amount. You could do it in liquid, you could do it in capsules. Capsules is 1 capsule per every 40 pounds. Normal, but take double that. In 3 months, you'll know. Cross your fingers, I don't know. One more question? The oils are very good for the eyes. Very good for the eyes. I don't know of anything better. Yeah, fish oil doesn't help the eyes. They act like it does, because there's a lot of DHA in the eye. It's the parent oils. So try it, you know, and I've had a lot of people say their vision gets better over time. It doesn't get worse. It gets better with the oils. Also, dry eye, these oils help a lot for it too, because they lubricate. One more? Alzheimer's, I haven't had a lot with it, but I think it's going to reverse it because the capillaries are the problem. So I think it may take 6 months, a little longer for something like that. I've had actually people, Dr. Matheson in Canada has given tests to people with dementia and improved in 2 months. Significantly. They were shocked. So there is hope, but 2 to 3 months, double the amount. And every day. Can't be, I took it, I forgot to take it. I mean, this is a serious condition. You don't have time to screw around. Every day they got to take it. Later on you can miss a day, but not in the beginning. But double the amount, and you got to see an improvement. You have to. I mean, it's clogged capillaries where the nutrition transfer is. Well, it gets the whole transfer through the capillary into the brain, so the oxygen, all the nutrients, that's where it starts. You basically have a starved brain. If all the capillaries are clogged, nothing can get in there. So you have oxygen deficiency, you have nutrient deficiency. I'd expect major problems. And I'd expect that to happen before you have a heart attack. Because they're small vessels that you can't even see them. They're less than the size of a hair. Way less. That's why there's 40 to 100 million of them in your brain. And every nerve has tons of these capillaries. Good question. So I hope most of you will get the book, read it straight through, and then read it a second time. And the doctors do it too, so don't feel bad. It's not they're stupid or anything. It's just trying to take a drink from a fire hose. I try and give you science that is not regurgitated. That's why I tell the doctors. I don't give you the crap that everybody else gives you that's wrong, or you already know. I give you stuff, you go, I haven't seen this before. I didn't know it was this. And then I give you the quotes. So thanks for coming, and the next time I come back, I'll have results from MD Anderson. Next time I come back, it'll be October, November. We'll have MD Anderson results with the surgical patients. So it's going to revolutionize surgery. So again, any of you that have athletes, prophylactic, very important. Thanks.